Yes, Marinescu actually placed 10th after the team competition, but she had 3 team members in front of her and couldn't proceed. They have a maximum of 3 to proceed, so potentially she is in the top 10 in the world. Combination work. Nice front full pirouette. Straight into a Jaeger. Transfers to the low bar. Full pirouette. Another full pirouette. And a double salto, full twist, steady landing for Marinescu. So not spectacular, but a very solid routine. And there's that full pirouette into front grip. Combination work important to pick up bonus points. They can pick up to 0.3 in combination bonus points to add to their score.
So for Marinescu, a 9.6. Again, a solid start for her. First in the all-around at the 96 Junior European Champions. And that's a good start for her. Now, Elena Piskun from Belarus on the vault, and she is a very much proven performer.
Yes, Piskun was 12th overall at the Olympic Games. And opens with a very nice full twisting Yushchenko.
Now, the women have 2 attempts at the vault. The men have 1.
Yes, the women actually have to average the 2 scores in an all-round competition such as tonight. Good speed and nice contact position. Perhaps her body slightly piked during that salto.
And the next competitor on the men's floor, one of our Olympic.
Second vault and on the runway.
And there's another very strong vault for her, perhaps not as solid as the first one.
So 18-year-old Piskun, would you say that this was a good landing, a good completion, or was there just a little step there?
Well, just not as steady as she might have been. They really have to judge the push off the horse, take it up sufficiently so that they don't have too much rotation going backwards.
So a 9.537 for Piskun on the vault. A good start for her. Her favourite apparatus, the uneven bars. They're yet to come to the leaders board from Romania to Gerland, 9.725. We're yet to see Pickens in action from the US, 9.675. Now, Alina Poloskova from Belarus on the uneven bars.
This is one of her better events. Poloskova is actually in the Olympic team for Belarus. Working strongly at this point. Nice hop full, second hop full. Winding up for the dismount and finishing with a double layout. Very solid routine.
She certainly nailed it on the landing. And it was all neat and fairly fluid. Rhythm looked nice, didn't it?
Yes, good rhythm. There's the giant full turn straight into her release move. That's a ginger. The girls actually start with a score of 9.4 and build their combinations and extra difficulty from there. Great top view here.
So a 9.8 for Poloskova.
Surprising how such a small girl can get such a tremendous amount of power, but she's got very good coordination. Second in the team from Russia at the Olympic Games. And here she goes, powering down the runway. Chooses Yushchenko, full twist. A little bit of problems there with her body form. She hits the horse quite well, but tucked in the knees a little bit at the beginning and pikes down slightly.
And now for the second vault. Works hard, hits the vault, and it looked pretty similar to me.
Yes, much the same, maybe a little bit less steady on the landing.
Reasonable start to this competition. Andre Pickens from the USA now for the vault, and she'll get 2 attempts at it. Keep in mind that she's also amongst the leaders at the moment.
And Pickens also chooses a Yushchenko, but she uses a 1.5 twist, which is a 10 starting score. She's the first gymnast we've seen tonight with a 10-0 starting score. Very powerful gymnast, uses it well. Nice height and very good body position. Those front landings are a little bit difficult because they are blind landings. It's hard to judge when to open out, but she does it pretty well.
16-year-old Pickens rates this and the uneven bars as her pet apparatus. And so she's well underway with one of her favourite pieces.
And same vault again, not quite as sharp. The USA team, of course, came first in Atlanta. Pickens didn't make that team. She was 12th in Olympic trials. But we should expect a very strong all-around performance from her tonight. And much the same in the air, just not quite timing the landing as well.
A 9.65 for Pickens. Drawing the applause. Uneven bars from Russia.
Jumps right up to the high bar into a giant half turn. Inverted giant position, very hard to do. Tkachev. And there's a nice pack salto to the low bar. Oops, and she's off the bar. She's misjudged that.
How would you rate that as a move, Liz? A difficult one because you're attempting to grab the top bar, coming at it from underneath, aren't you? So it's not, it doesn't seem as though it's the easiest of moves.
No, it's not. All of those release moves are very difficult to time, and this particular one, they have to make sure they lift it up enough between the bars, but also travel backwards at the same time, so it can be quite tricky.
Now on a fall, as we just saw, she dismounts and does it pretty well. So all neat and tidy except for the fall. And the key question is how much or how many points does she lose for the fall?
Well, initially she'll lose a straight 0.5 for the fall itself. Then any bonus points attached to that particular move, she'll lose those. So if she has a combination bonus, that will go. If the bonus point is for the difficulty level, that will go as well. So she's probably going to lose about 0.6, 0.7 just from that mistake. And here she needs to take it up more. It's too flat and the bar's just not there when she needs it.
Where is that bar when you want it? She walks away a little disappointed, as you'd expect. A 9.2, so as Liz said, losing that 0.6 or 7 for the fall. Now to the uneven bars once more. Oksana Liapina.
All business as she mounts over the low bar. Very crisp swing, half turn, full turn into those eagle grips and straight into a very high Jaeger salto in a pike position. And there's that same pack salto that we saw earlier. Speed into dismount, full twisting double salto, one small step to the side, but apart from that, very little error at all in that bar routine. Here's that piked Jaeger into the packed salto. Once again, a tricky transition move from high bar to low bar.
It's a great shot of it from on top as she prepares for the final fling.
She's got such a clean body line, and the judges have a lot of trouble finding any deductions. In fact, I think the dismount's probably about the only thing that they could complain about.
And indeed, one of the very best scores that we've seen, a 9.8 for Liapina. At the end of the third round, that set her up pretty well in third spot. 19.35 for her. Pascoon still leads for the women, 19.437. Team. And what they have to do here, Liz, is quite simple, isn't it? Display all the characteristics of the floor, the rhythm, the timing, a little bit of the expression, and just make sure you stay on that 10-centimetre beam.
Yes, it looks easy, but believe me, it's extremely difficult. Concentration forming a big part. Now she's gone off to the side on that full twisting Corbett. Very complicated move to do. Poliskova is a very elegant worker on the beam. It's actually one of her best events. And there's a combination of an acrobatic and gymnastic move together, which is one of the requirements. And there's another full twisting Corbett salto, but falls right to one side. She's going to lose about 0.2, 0.3 for that error. And certainly a little bit of confidence to go with it as well.
So imagine the confidence factor once you've had a couple of problems. It's hard to get it out of your mind.
Yes, it is, and that's one of the arts of working beam well. Finishing with a double pike, a couple of steps back again, so pretty good routine apart from 3 obvious positions that she could have done a little bit better. Have to get a lot of height before they start twisting. If they twist early, they go off direction, as we can see that she's done there.
Timing is so critical, isn't it? Just to get that down at the right time.
That's right. And the dismount here, 1.2 metres high. They have to judge it correctly, and a couple of steps backwards there.
9.05 for Poliskova. And you can tell there's a bit of disappointment there. Now, Mirela Zugerlin on the floor from Romania, and a bit of music to help her along the way. The rhythm here is going to be helped along by the music, but the expression is equally important here.
Yes, certainly sets them apart from the men's floor. Very nice triple twist to begin. Whip saltos to an immediate double twist. Terrific combination work. Last tumbling line coming up. She'll be a little bit tired. And finishes with a 2.5 twist, too slow on the takeoff, and runs out of rotation. That's a shame for Zugerlin because she was doing pretty nice floor. Member of the Olympic team, came 15th after the team competition. But here's this lovely combination. 3 whip saltos, requires a lot of speed, straight into a double twist.
Now the men have up to 70 seconds. On the mat, on the floor, the women have up to 90 seconds just to get a little bit more moving.
And there's that 2.5 twist, just doesn't set the rotation up sufficiently at the beginning and suffers a 0.5 deduction.
Zugerlin 9.075 on the floor.
2.5 twist punch front, controls it beautifully. front full twist, and once again, she's in full control. Takes a little breather before her last tumbling line. And finishing with another 2.5 twists, so 4 tumbling lines. Very nice routine from Poliskova.
A certain amount of charm and originality with what she did, technically.
Very good. Takes the tumbles up nice and high into the air, and the landings are very clean. There's 2.5 twist and barely a step forwards at the end.
And there's the result, 9.8 for Poliskova. A very good result, good reward for a good routine. And you can see just a wry smile. Now, Rebecca Wilson from Australia on the floor. And if she could get a 9.8, I'm sure she'd be very happy.
Yes, she's been doing well today. This is her 3rd apparatus. And opens with a triple twist. Double turn to what's known as a Shushanova jump. Two front layouts, almost goes outside the floor area. And a 2.5 twist to finish. Solid routine for Rebecca Wilson.
Yes, well done, Rebecca. 15-year-old who, at the 1996 Senior Australian Championships, got a bronze on the bars. So you suspect that that's one of her strengths, but she's done very well on the floor.
There, those two front layouts in combination. Very good twister. 2.5 twists, times the opening well.
A 9.6 for Rebecca Wilson. And she's a bubbly little lady, isn't she? She's ecstatic at that, I think. Quite happy with her score. Russia.
This is one of her specialty events.
Just so hard to get it right there, isn't it? I think once you hit that, you'd feel a lot happier about the event.
Definitely. I know the coaches looking at it certainly feel happy when they make their mount. Here she goes in her first series. Flip, layout, flip, layout. Very solid. It's a very fast combination of dance there. It looks simple, but in actual fact, it's quite difficult to do. And there's a half turn into a front handspring. Pretty difficult move.
Has to contain at least one leap with good height. And she's moving pretty well, Leopina.
finishing with a double tuck dismount. That's an excellent routine. Only one small wobble. And here it comes, just a bit off to one side, a couple of tenths in that. But apart from that, a very solid routine.
Well, you don't think you could con the judges, do you, that it was part of the whole routine?
I don't think so.
And as you said, moved well and then hit it well when she came off the beam at the end. Sits and contemplates a 9.75 on the beam. Leah Pina from Russia, and she is a study of concentration.
And there's a double salto with full twist in a piked position. Whip salto through to 2.5 twists, slightly off balance, but not too big a deduction there. Front full into a piked salto. Final tumbling row to come. Triple twist. Lovely routine from Leah Pina. The Russians are well known for their choreography, and you can see that they've put everything into that routine.
Very dramatic, wasn't it, when she finished?
Yes, quite surprising. That's the art of good choreography. You never know what's coming next. And here's that front full twist into an immediate piked salto. She's been performing so steadily all evening. And this last tumbling line here, triple twist, very hard to do at the end of a routine. Tiny, tiny bit short, but that's a very good floor routine. And look at that pose to finish.
Great height, though, wasn't it, just before she hit it? And it earned her a 9.7 on the floor, Leah Pina. And that will help with her ranking, I'm sure, on the leaderboard at the start of this last rotation. Now, Andre Pickens from the United States on the beam. Hold your breath, and she hits it.
And once again, that's a blind landing, that front somersault. Hard to do. And beautiful combination there. Almost a standing front somersault. Have to be extremely powerful to do those sorts of elements. Main series, flip, layout, or misses that a little bit. Certainly steadier in warm-up. Good amplitude on her leaps and jumps. The gymnasts have to show some elements close to the beam, and also a variety of rhythm.
Liz, we can hear in the background other events that are going on, much applause and music on the floor. Does that impact the beam, people on the beam, for example?
Not if they're working properly and they're really concentrating. Generally, they won't be able to hear too much. And she's going to do a combination dismount, 2 flick-flacks, double salto, a couple of steps backwards there, but the rest of the routine, pretty steady.
Pickens walks off, knowing perhaps that if she'd been able to nail that landing, the score may have been just marginally better, but look at that.
2 layouts in a row, probably a 0.1, maybe 0.15 deduction there. And here's a great angle watching the dismount. Build speed, no margin for error. And a couple of steps backwards there.
It's just a bit disappointing at the end. She's a strong girl, Andre. She's earned herself a 9.5, though, and that will certainly, as her coach is delighted, keep her up amongst the leaders, I'm sure.